international competitor. Whole weekends over in Sweden, Lucy Kiebler, and her opponent Kelly Harrington. Lucy Kiebler there in the blue corner, Kelly Harrington in the red. So away we go, the first of 4 2-minute rounds. Kiebler in the blue, Kelly Harrington in the red. Already Kiebler hunting her opponent down and putting Harrington straight onto the back foot. And as we always mention, John, in the amateurs, starting fast and winning the first round can be extremely important.
It can be so crucial to get that early lead. Once you're ahead, then the sort of pressure is on your opponent. They're having to chase the bout, and if they're chasing after you, if they're rushing, that's when you can start picking them off. And Harrington looks pretty comfortable on the back foot, just waiting before throwing her shots as Kiebler comes forward.
Of course, Harrington operating out of the southpaw stance. Right hand leading forward, the left backhand. And now she switches back to orthodox. Not the first time this weekend we've seen switch hitting.
Harrington looks pretty comfortable switch hitting, which is a hard skill. I think it's almost like you've got to do twice as much. You've got to learn everything in either stance. But if done well, it can be very effective and perplexing. I think Kiebler's already having a little bit of trouble with it.
Of course, in that southpaw stance with the right hand leading forward, it just forces Kiebler to move to her right hand side, or rather her left hand side, away from the big left backhand, and then when switched to orthodox, it's the other way round. So, as you say, just keep the Swedish opponent quite literally on her toes. It's good work from Kelly Harrington. It's a really interesting bit of a fencing match to start off with, although Kiebler is hunting her opponent down. That's a nice right hand hook counter, a lead hook counter from Kelly Harrington. Good blow from the nose of Kiebler as well.
Yeah, and Harrington's timing has been good. She's been waiting for Kiebler to shape the throw. Then Harrington's taken that as her signal, and her punches have been a bit faster. And she's just been intercepting her on the way in, catching her with those headshots.
Let's have a look in the corners of the two competitors. There's Kelly Harrington, looking relaxed and composed, just taking a bit of advice. And it's Lucy Kiebler, as we mentioned, John, the standard of the international competitors in this event over the last 3 days has really been, it's been super, hasn't it? And it's been great experience for some of the domestic boxers as well, who might otherwise not get international experience.
Absolutely, and we've seen a lot of Scandinavian boxers over here, and they've all got sort of good textbook style, maybe a little bit different to what you'd see in England. So it's a good opportunity for the English or an Irish boxer in this case, just to get a little bit of added experience against these different types of boxing that sort of they're being confronted with.
And typically the second round is when things start to hot up a little bit. Amateur boxers like to use the first round as a bit of a measuring stick barometer in terms of pace and what their opponent's going to do, and then as you see the ante up slightly in round two, and that's what we're seeing here. Lovely right hand, sort of a right hook, sort of check right hook counter from Kelly Harrington. And again, just switch hitting. As persistent as Kiebler is, it's causing her a little bit of problems. As Harrington just spins her onto the ropes. It's good boxing.
And Harrington's good enough to keep her, to keep her hands loose, keep her gloves down, which isn't normally recommended, but she's quick enough and has the reactions to just very easily lob those shots in as Kiebler sets after her. And maybe because Kiebler realised she was being picked off in the first round, she's tried to up the tempo at the start of the second.
A lot of blood from the nose of Kiebler. Just wonder whether that will impair the breathing at all. And we'll see as the rounds go on, the mouth opening a little wider to let some air in.
There, Harrington just turned around, stepped in, landed a couple of shots, out again before she could be caught, taking control.
It is rare to see a boxer in the amateurs so comfortable from either stance, and she really does look very measured and composed in there, and it doesn't look like the switch hitting's forced, it just seems natural. Seems to be whatever she feels works on instinct at the time, and really she's settled into a very nice rhythm, considering Kiebler put her under a lot of pressure in the opening minute of the first round. Just boxing and moving from Harrington, picking her shots and moving, and she goes back cutting a confident figure in the red corner at the end of the second round as we approach the halfway point.
I think so. But any sort of Irish 60-kilo boxer is doomed to be in the shadow of the great Katie Taylor. Ireland's star boxer, really. Won the Olympic Games in 2012 and boxed here at the Haringey Cup a few years ago. One of 3 future Olympic champions who have appeared here.
The other's Anthony Joshua.
And Nicola Adams herself.
And Nicola Adams herself, of course. I suppose that is an indication of the level of competition and the standard of this. Of course, it is all-inclusive. There are everyone from the novices in the C class cutting their teeth in a sort of second or third amateur contest, all the way up to those like we've seen Nina Hughes and some of the Swedish internationals with 300 plus amateur contests. Quite incredible, really. And a wealth of experience. We'll see Alana Murphy later on as well. She's had a long amateur career, 15 years as well. So lots and lots to look forward to this afternoon. Catch it all here on London Live, right through until 8 o'clock. And into round 3 here between Kelly Harrington and Lucy Kiebler. Kiebler's got a bit of work to do. Harrington on the back foot, nice loose style, got the hands down. And the referee brings us to a brief recess. I think just a bit of hair has come out the back of the head guard, and they're just readjusting that. And stern eye cast by the referee, a look that says let's not have that happen again, and they're ready to go again.
Female amateur boxers, of course, still box with head guards on, whereas their male senior counterparts now no longer compete with the headgear in the amateurs.
And that little recess has perhaps given both the boxers just a second wind, and we see the pace just go up a notch here. It was almost an interval break there. And when that does happen, you just see the pace of a contest change after the timeout, so to speak. But Kelly Harrington, really nice counter-punching, good movement, and I suppose immense confidence to be standing right in the pocket with your hands by your sides, and an indication that she's very comfortable with the pace and the power of her opponent in there.
Absolutely. I mean, it must be irritating for Kiebler just to see her opponent there standing with her hands completely down, but even if when she tries to take advantage of it, shots just fly up and catch her on the way in. Harrington's been landing good 1-2s as a southpaw, and then just turning Kiebler away with a right hook and sort of pivoting off that just to move herself clear.
And the face of Kiebler really starting to redden there as the blood from the nose increases. Harrington moving away there, just calm, makes her opponent reset. She just reaches with that southpaw jab again, and another really good round from the lady in the red corner, Kelly Harrington.
Harrington just winked at her as she landed a soft jab after the bell. Another sign of her confidence.
You might be able to hear the voice of the ring announcer this afternoon. You think with 4 rings that there might be 4, but one-man announcing machine of Dan O'Sullivan, who's member of the Haringey Police and Community Boxing Club as a coach, a local Met police officer. He has been for the last 20 years or so, and I'm sure he wouldn't like me to remind him of that, but he's doing a terrific job going around and announcing simultaneously the entrance and the results for all of the bouts this afternoon, all 80, right the way through till this evening. And a terrific job he's done as well, and he'll be round shortly at the end of this round, and the next round rather, to announce the winner if it goes to the scorecards. At the moment, Kelly Harrington has boxed extremely well over the first three. The referee now bringing Lucy Kiebler into action. Made a couple more adjustments on that head guard in the corner there just to make sure that no repercussions of that pause we had. And now it's all action in these final couple of minutes.
Kiebler just has to go running after her. I mean, she's trailing behind. She has to do something to try and shake things up, so she's got to charge forward. Has had a few pockets of success earlier on. But Harrington has been in cruise control over the first couple of rounds, and she's probably got plenty left in the tank.
And of course, if you are watching at home, we'd love to hear from you. You can get in touch with us on Twitter at London Live, hashtag Haringey Box Cup. Let us know your opinions. If you've got ideas on competitors you want to see later, predictions, opinions, we'd love to hear them. So get in touch with us at London Live, hashtag Haringey Box Cup. As we draw to the midway point of this final round in Kelly Harrington of Tipperary, Lucy Kiebler, Holvikens in Sweden. Somewhat of a hit and miss masterclass from Harrington. A lovely 1-2 combination thrown again from the southpaw stance. And she just tucks up nicely. Showing real class here, John.
Absolutely. I mean, she hasn't been forced to have to tuck up behind that guard too often in the earlier rounds, but now when Kiebler's pressing her, she's showing that she's got that good but typical amateur boxing defence where you tuck up in your shell under your gloves, use them as a shield. Whereas earlier on she was just relying more on her reflexes and timing to intercept Kiebler.
And although the hands have been held low, it's not been a flashy or showboaty performance. It's all had a function and a purpose, and well, should she get the decision, be a worthy winner here. But Stacey Kiebler, Lucy Kiebler rather, has proved a worthwhile opponent and yet another top quality international boxer